What's up, everybody? It's been a very long time since I've last made a video for this channel. And, a lot has happened to me, to the car. Overall good things, but, things took off for me business-wise, and it took a lot of time. Not trying to make any excuses out here, but that is just how it is. But with that being said, let me give you an update on the current state of the car. So the last time that I was on the channel here, I believe we went over some basic stuff like the tune that we have for the car itself and some other stuff. And since then, we have done a bunch of things to it, So let's start going down the list of what we have done. And I'll be honest, I haven't really driven the car in about a month, fixing some legality issues here and there. Anyways, that's why I've been driving this bad boy right here, Lexus GX 470. In the meantime, I was considering getting a Tahoe or Suburban, or Silverado, something to, have as a daily driver as I'm waiting to get my Camaro SS. But anyways, let me show you what I've done. In the meantime, it's quite a bit, so. Now also let me show you, I don't know if you can see, but those are the new brake rotors that I put on the car. Put some new pads on as well. Nothing too special. Thinking of switching out the rims at some point. I don't know for what. I kind of do like these chrome rims. Gives it that nice classic look. Needs a new paint job too, as I've mentioned in prior videos. But, that's that for now. So, let me show you. We've got some Motech TTX tie rod ends. And we've got a ZZP sway bar in here and the Motech control arms, the TTXs. I do need to get it aligned. I haven't driven the car for about a month now for some certain reasons. But I can tell you from my test drive that I made that it drives very, very good. And then also in the rear, I've done the necessary upgrades. As you can see here, we got the sway bar there from ZZP in the rear. And we get the trailing arms right there. So I was still driving it at the time of that, and it felt great. So those are just some small things. So that pretty much covers the entire suspension on the car. The only thing that's left to do for the suspension are the shocks. And the reason I haven't done that is because I personally do not want to go for the ZZP coilovers or any other coilover for that matter. I mean, trust me, I test drove the car with the current setup, suspension-wise, sway bars and all that stuff. It is very stiff, especially compared to the Lexus right now. It's you feel everything. Not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's not an SUV, but yeah, I was like, that's good enough for now. And I'm waiting for the ZZP lowering springs to come in so that I can put those on, some new struts, and then that'll basically cover the entire suspension job in itself. As you can see behind me, here's still a lot of boxes from whatever I had done to it. Now, let me pop the hood for you so you can see what else I've done underneath there. So, moving on to I don't know if you guys seen the new headlights already. Maybe, but I put some LEDs or halos in there as well. Now, lo and behold, the engine bay. Aside from cleaning it up, I've decided to paint the coil packs over here. I had previously bought the ZZP coil packs that are in these little boxes. And I gotta say, their suspension parts are great, but I would not recommend these coil packs. Your car will run like shit. Why? I don't know. I was warned to not mess with the OEM coil packs. So I did. It misfired. It didn't run the same. Even when it didn't misfire, it still wasn't running great. And so I just decided to paint these once and do that. I got this little ZZP oil cap, nothing special. But then what I was excited about is the Cold Air Inductions air intake that I installed probably about a month ago, which did make a difference, especially with the E85. Not only does it sound better, but it definitely pulls a little bit harder. So I've done that, and yeah. That's about what I've done. And in addition to, you can't really see it obviously, but I've also replaced my wheel hubs, which just made a massive difference in terms of how smooth the car drives now at speed. So it drives like a brand new car. So I'm so sorry to everybody, because I kind of wish that I would have documented all that on video. And I know some of you guys probably were waiting for that too, so my apologies for that. Now, what's still left for the car? You know, I told you guys I'm looking to get a Camaro SS, preferably an LS3, a 5th gen, for reasons. I, in all honesty, have this thing with cars that have too many screens and technology and shit breaking, especially down the line. And I just really love the design of it. It's not that I want to have a high payment or whatever, or pay cash, a high price. No, I just want to build something that I can build onto, and that's what I'm planning to do, is buy a 5th gen Camaro and get a Whipple supercharger for it and some other stuff. But before we go there, I'm not done with the Impala yet, because we have coming a set of Doug Thorley headers that I ordered. That's number one. And then second of all, now that we've done just about everything suspension-wise, that doesn't mean I'm happy with the motor. So I have decided to cam the car, and I was gonna do it at a shop. And you know, I've been like, well, when I started working on this car, I knew nothing. I didn't know how to change a fucking tire, and I've done everything myself so far, and it wasn't really that hard. I mean, it just takes time, right? Mechanics aren't surgeons, right? Otherwise they make more money. So I'm gonna do it myself. I got a buddy of mine who owns a solar company who has a shop and a lift, and he has a Chevy SS that he's twin turboed. It's making 1,500 horsepower, so we'll check that out too when the time comes for that. And he has a lift. He wants to do it with me. He can help me out, which is awesome. So that's the plan. Drop in the comments what cam I should get. I'm not trying to go with a super crazy cam. Obviously, this car, keep in mind, the transmission has issues. I've even thought about doing a 4T80E swap, but I haven't figured out exactly all the ins and outs of that. So for now, the plan is a cam and headers, and then a different intake. As you guys may know, the stock LS4 intake manifold is very restrictive, arguably the most restrictive out of all the LS engine manifolds. So, you know, there's a very common swap for these cars where you put a truck intake on there and replace that with the original one. And if you do that, plus an LS2 throttle body and an LS7 mass airflow sensor, I believe, you can look at like 50 to 60 horsepower to the crank in gains. And that's what I'm planning on doing. So yeah, let me know what cam I should get, or some options that I should check out. There's a guy named Jordan Houch, I believe, that puts together these packages for about 1,500 bucks. I can go with a bigger cam, and that would also require me to upgrade my stall converter or my torque converter. I figured out that I have a 2800 stall in the car since the transmission was rebuilt before I took ownership of it. So we should be good even with a bigger one. But yeah, that's basically where we're at with the car. It's really about everything I have to share with you guys. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be making some driving videos again with the new suspension and everything. Also looking at getting a ZZP downpipe, or like a high flow cat, and a Trubens 3-inch exhaust system. And, you know, looking to put a couple thousand more miles on it before doing the cam, I think, because it really doesn't have that many miles, 125,000 or something like that. And it really drives like brand new as of right now. So that's a little update there. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want me to make a video of the Lexus, let me know, and I'll do that as well. And hope to see you in the next video.